This video is the continuation of the previous one, that means class 10th economics chapter 2 sectors of the Indian economy. In the previous video I dealt with 7 questions, and here I'll start with question number 8th. So students, let's move to the next question, that is question number 8th. See, question number 8th is assertion and reason question. Assertion means a statement will be provided to you, it will be given to you, and reason means that will be the explanation of that assertion, and you need to find out whether the reason is correct in accordance with the assertion or not. Okay, so the assertion here is A, that means the value of only final goods and services are included while calculating GDP, and the reason, that means R, is the final goods and services already includes the value of intermediate goods. Now, what do you understand by intermediate goods? See, intermediate goods means semi-finished goods, the goods that are not finished, they are not complete, not the final one. So, the goods that are still in process, that refers to intermediate goods. See, if we analyze the assertion, that means A, the value of only final goods and services are included in calculating GDP. This is correct. Now, why this is so? Let us come to the reason. Because the final goods and services already includes the value of intermediate goods. So, that is why we only calculate, we only compile the value of final goods and services. We do not add or include the value of intermediate goods, because they are already included in the final goods. So, this is correct. The reason is correct in accordance to the assertion. Now, let us see the options. The options are both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Option B, both A and R are true and R is not the correct explanation of A. Option C, A is true but R is false, and option D, A is false but R is true. So, as I told you that assertion is also correct, and the explanation of that statement, of that assertion, or the reason what you call, is also correct. So, the correct answer will be option number A. Okay? Okay. So, before I proceed with the next question, let me ask you that we have so many questions regarding GDP, that means gross domestic product. Let me tell you that who measures the GDP of our country, that is cut this line. Now, students, I have one more question for you, that means who measure Now, students, as we have so many questions about GDP, and GDP is also an important part of this chapter. So, there is one more question, that who measures or who calculates the GDP, that means gross domestic product. This question may also come. So, let me tell you that the central government ministry measures or calculates the gross domestic product. Please remember this point also. Okay. So, let us move to the next question, that is question number 9th. So, question number 9th is, which of the following is not the reason behind the growth of the tertiary sector? Students, whenever this word not is there in the question, please be extra active. Yes, you need to be more active while solving such questions. Okay. So, the options are option number A is provides basic services, the demand for which have increased. Option B, the greater the development of the primary and secondary sectors, more the demand of service sector. Option C, most of the working people are employed in the service sector. And option D, income level increases, thus there is demand for more services. Now, see, let us analyze all the 4 options very carefully. Option number A is provides basic services, the demand for which have increased. Definitely, the tertiary sector provides the basic services, that means hospitality, the hospitals, education, law and order. See, these are the basic services that the government is bound to offer to its citizens, to the publics. So, A, definitely this is true. So, definitely the demand for tertiary sector has increased, the growth of tertiary sector, it has expanded actually. So this option is correct. So this will not be the reason for the I'm saying it again. So students, now let's analyze all the options. Let's start with option number A. So option number A is provides basic services, the demand for which have increased. See, definitely the tertiary sector offers several important services like providing hospitals, education, law and order. See, these are basic services that the government has to offer to the public. Right. So this is definitely not the reason behind the question is asking not the reason behind the growth. This is the reason behind the growth of the tertiary sector. So A will definitely not be the answer. Second one, the greater the development of the primary and secondary sectors, more the demand of service sector. Definitely, if there will be more production, if there will be more manufacturing that done in the industries, if there will be growth in the first two sectors, then definitely there will be more demand of service sector. There will be more demand of transportation, communication, banking services and several other services. So definitely this is one reason of growth of tertiary sector. So this option also will be eliminated. Now the third option, option number C. Most of the working people are employed in the service sector. Now see, here you have to stop. Most of the working people are employed in the service sector. This statement is false because most of the working people are employed in the primary sector. As I told you while explanation of this chapter, that majority of the population of our country is still employed in the agriculture and related sector. They are engaged in agricultural activities. So this is the wrong one. So this will not be eliminated. So this is our answer, that is option number C. Now let us see option D also. Income level increases, cut this line. Income level increased, thus there is more demand for more services. Definitely if the income level or the standard of living of individuals will increase, they will want to have more services. For example, earlier generally women used to cook food by their own, but now they want to keep maids, they want to keep helpers. So the standard of living has improved. If the income level will increase, then definitely we would want to explore more, we would want to avail more services. Now we like to eat at restaurants and all. So definitely this is related to income. The growth of tertiary sector is related to income levels also. So option D is also the correct one. So option A, B and D, they are factors that have helped in the growth of tertiary sector. But if we see option number C, then this is not true. So option number C will be the correct option. Now let's proceed with the next question, that is question number 10th. So question number 10th is, in which type of unemployment more people are employed than required? The options are option A, seasonal unemployment, option B, educated unemployment, option C, disguised unemployment and option D, all of the above. So students, the question is regarding employment of more people than required. The first one is seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment means that people get work in particular seasons only. So for example, in the season or at the time of harvest or sowing season, then there only they get work, and apart from that they do not get any work. That means they get work only in particular seasons. So that type of employment refers to seasonal unemployment. Now the second one, educated unemployment. That means a person has skill, a person has knowledge, a person is educated, but that person is not getting required work or as per his skill, as per his knowledge, and so that person is unemployed. So that type of employment refers to educated unemployment. Now the third one, disguised unemployment. Now students, what happens sometimes? Let me explain you about disguised unemployment with the help of an example. Suppose there is 1 hectare of land and that hectare of land, that plot of land requires 3 people in order to do agriculture work. But on that 1 hectare of land, 6 people are employed, they are working. So the other 3 that are working, they are not using their full potential. If they would have worked somewhere else, they would have used their full potential. But since that plot of land requires only 3 people and instead of 3, 6 are working, so the other 3, they are disguisedly unemployed. And this disguised unemployment is also called as hidden unemployment. So I hope you understood about disguised unemployment. So the correct option will be option number C, disguised unemployment. Okay. Now what is unemployment? Unemployment refers to a situation in which a person is willing to work, a person wants to work but does not get work as per his abilities. That refers to a situation of unemployment. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. So the next question is, which among the following are features of unorganized sector? The options are option number A, fixed number of working hours, option B, paid holidays, option C, employment insecure, option D, registered with the government. See, the question is saying about unorganized sector. There are two sectors, organized and unorganized, on the basis of employment. Okay. So in organized sector, what happens? The terms of employment, they are regular, salaries are good, they are paid, there are paid holidays, they are paid extra for doing overtime. But in case of unorganized sector, there are no paid holidays, there are no terms of employment, salaries are also very low, they are paid less, they are underpaid, there are no paid holidays, and there is no extra money given for overtime. They are paid very less and there is no job security in unorganized sector. So if the question comes regarding organized and unorganized sector, you can answer with the help of the points that I just told you. So let's see the options. Now let us see the options. Option A, fixed number of working hours. See, in unorganized sector, the working hours are not fixed, so this will be eliminated. Option B, paid holidays. As I told you that there are no paid holidays in unorganized sector, so this will also be eliminated. The third one, employment insecure. Yes, the employment is not secure, the jobs are not secure, there is no job security in unorganized sector, so this will be the correct answer. Now let us see the fourth one also, that is registered with the government. So unorganized sector is not registered with the government, only organized sector is registered with the government. So I hope this question is clear to everybody. Now students, let's move to the last question of this session. So the last question is, the sectors are classified into public and private sectors on which basis? That means on what basis they are classified as public and private? The options are option A, employment conditions, option B, the nature of economic activity, option C, ownership of enterprise, and option D, number of workers employed in the enterprise. So students, on the basis of ownership of enterprise, the sectors are classified as private sector and public sector. So the correct option will be option number C, that means ownership of enterprise. Now students, let me explain you about private and public sector also. Cut this line. Now students, let me explain you about public and private sector also. See, first let us deal with public sector. In public sector, the government controls, manages and owns the assets. The assets are owned by the government. But in case of private sector, the private individuals and companies, they own most of the assets of the company. Okay. In public sector, the driving force is not profit, rather the driving force is social welfare and security of the people, whereas in private sector, profit is the main driving force. They work for earning profit. Okay. See, so I hope the difference between public sector and private sector is clear to everybody. See, in public sector, the government owns the assets, and in private sector, the private individuals or the companies, they own the assets. So students, I hope that all the MCQs are clear to everybody. Not only these MCQs that I explained, but other than that, because I have given you a good amount of explanation for each question. So with this note, thank you so much. I expect all of you to study hard, to work hard for your examination and do well. So thank you so much. Do take care of yourselves, and I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you so much. Stay safe.